Hello friends and welcome to bsbtrainings.com. My name is Amit and today I'm going to show you OBIEE12c tips and tricks. In today's example we are going to see how to create Essbase calculation in OBIEE RPD, and then in turn I use this calculation in my reporting. For the sake of simplicity I'm going to use a simple example of calculating average, and we would be using evaluate aggregate function in OBIEE RPD. So let me explain you about the function first and then how to use it. As you know, we can directly execute source data functions by using evaluate aggregate function. I'm going to use average function in this case, which takes these arguments. So this is a signature of my average function. The first argument is you can define the skip, none, missing, zero, or both, and expression list. Again, the example I have chosen is very simple. I like to find out the average of sales for all the members California to Nevada. California Nevada is basically your list of entities, and I used over here colon operator, so it defines a range. You can pass any argument. Maybe you like to find out the average of all the products, start from this is a product hierarchy, for example A1, A2, A3, okay, like this. And I like to find out the average of all products starting from A1 to A4. So I can write A1 colon A4. All the members are the siblings. Okay, they should be sibling of each other. So I can use evaluate aggregate function through which I can invoke any Essbase function. You see, under evaluate aggregate function, the first argument is your name of your function, and I'm going to pass expression list all the children of your customer dimension. I'm going to show you this thing live. Just look at the expression first. This is going to be my expression list, and percentage 1 is your argument. Basically I like to find out the average of gross revenue. So percentage 1 would be replaced with gross revenue. This is dynamic. This parameter value will be changed on the fly. Okay, let's see how it works. So I already have a Essbase, I mean OBIEE RPD. I already open it, and I'm going to use a sample basic cube, the one which we prepared in our previous session. We'll be using sample basic cube. It's a fairly straightforward. The measure I'm going to use over here is your revenue, gross revenue, right? And I'm going to apply an average on top of this. So step first, you can right click, there's sample basic business model. You can right click and create new logical table. I would name this as Essbase calculations. And under this logical table, I drag and drop my revenue, gross revenue, right? And your gross revenue is basically a member. I would like to create a calculative measure on top of this. If you look at the mapping, this maps to gross revenue. The logical column gross revenue map to physical column gross revenue. But I'm going to change an expression, right? And the function which we have written over there, I'm going to copy and paste the same function so that I avoid typing it to make sure I don't do any syntactical mistake. So you copy and paste the function over there. You see the first argument is evaluate aggregate. Evaluate aggregates the moment you use uh, the first argument to define the name of the function, which is average, and first argument is customer dot current member dot children. So if you look at over here, you have physical table called flatten, and the member which we have chosen over here is a gross revenue. So you can filter it out, gross revenue, isn't it? So second argument which I passed over here, gross revenue, when you select the arrow operator, you can directly exit the gross revenue member. The expression continue to be evaluate aggregate. So you can use the same example, the one I shown you. If you want to calculate the same thing, rather than for gross revenue, you can use for total sales, and any measures you like, you can modify this. Also, I'm going to use for customer the average gross revenue for customer dimension member. You could have used the same example for other dimension member. I use a customer dimension member in this case. Okay. So right click, go to properties, go to mapping, modify the existing mapping, replace the existing value, and this is your overall complete function. Once you define this function, click save and deploy. In order to save my deployment time, I already deploy this RPD, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I also show you how OB render the MDX query behind the screen. So go to new analysis. I like to see the average across different customer. Right, so this is my sample sales for Essbase. Now I'll be selecting customer segments, and then I like to see revenue. This is non-aggregated measure. I mean, this measure doesn't have any calculation associated, not exactly non-aggregate, no calculation associated with this measure. But one of the measure which we just now created for average has some calculation attached, which is called an average of all customer, right? So this is a revenue and average of all customer. I can have a tabular view, or you can add a chart view as well. Because I've got two measures, I would prefer to have a chart view, which maybe line and bar chart may be more appropriate. Line bar chart. Yeah, I'm sorry. Line bar chart. And you see this bars are represented by revenue. The line is represented by the line is represented by your revenue, and bars are your average gross revenue. And interestingly, because my source system is Essbase, my OBIEE render the query using MDX. You can go to administration and look at your log file under manage session. There you see system would have rendered a log file, and I can see I like to copy and paste the whole MDX expression and keep along with my syntax so that we can quickly relate or define a relationship. This is my MDX query, and this is my function average. We use average function. Other function I also keep next to this for the sake of advanced example. This is my function. I use average function of Essbase. First argument children of all customers, and second argument is your gross margin, right? When OBIEE forms a MDX query, this is how OBIEE interprets. OBIEE use a with clause for MDX. Well, if you're new to MDX, please do watch my videos about MDX introduction, and this is my function definition. Do you see? This is what I passed from OBIEE. This is how OBIEE interprets. If you look at carefully, the first argument is continuing to be same, customer.currentMember.children. Second argument is gross revenue. Right, this is a gross revenue, isn't it? Now let's check the output. This is your final output, cross tabular view. So the one example we seen today, it's a simple example of using Essbase evaluate function, evaluate aggregate function, through which you can invoke Essbase function directly remaining in OBIEE. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel to access more advanced example. Now we are stopping here. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you like this video, please give a thumb up. Thank you and have a great day ahead.